What is going on, everybody? I go by Philly Mike, and this is the Philly Talk Podcast. And today we got Mississippi State Bulldog wide receiver Osirus Mitchell. How you doing today?
I'm doing great, my man. How are you?
Hanging in there, hanging in there. So we're going to talk about the NFL draft, what you're doing to prepare, some of the things you did at Mississippi State. But before we get into the football aspect, let me ask you something for people who don't know you off the field. What is your favorite food, athlete, and movie of all time?
Favorite food definitely got to be steak and potatoes together. Just those two combined. Favorite ever. Favorite movie got to be Paid in Full. I really like. I could watch that movie every day. And favorite athlete ever got to be LeBron, man.
Hey,
Insane. He's just insane.
Yeah, man. I know it's a crossover sport, but at the end of the day, global icon. I mean, how could you go wrong with LeBron James?
Right.
Younger generation pushing for him to be GOAT. You know, it's a
Mm-hmm.
close one. I love what he's been able to do. So now that we got that out of the way, let's get into the NFL draft and just your ability to play wide receiver. So why should a team draft you? And if they do draft you, what kind of player are they getting?
Watching the team draft me, man. I'm the same every day, on and off the field. On the field, a hard worker. I'm gonna do all my assignments, make sure I study the film. Off the field, man, just doing the little things right, doing rehab, extra rehab, correct, just making sure my body healthy, eating right, extra playbook study, like I said, and just I'm gonna be the same person every day. So you're not gonna say, oh, who am I gonna get today? Who am I gonna get tomorrow? I'm gonna be the same every day, hard worker, humble, and getting out the mud every day.
Hey, that's something that works in the NFL. Consistency can go a long way. You
Right.
know, people have ups and downs and they go through their things, but consistency is where it's at for almost any pro athlete or any athlete across the board.
Right.
So, with that being said, you open up the season against LSU and you had a monster of a game. 7 catches, 183 yards, 2 touchdowns. How were you able to dominate that game so well?
Well, with that Mike Leach offense, the air raid, man-to-man coverage is by far the worst coverage you can play in that against that offense, and that's what they came out with and played it the whole game. I'm pretty sure they weren't expecting us to throw it that many times because it was his first game in the SEC. So I don't think they were aware of that or were ready for that attack. So we just took advantage of all the opportunities, man. Crossing routes, go balls. They want to press man, go ball. They want to play off the crossing routes. It's very hard to cover crossing routes and man-to-man, especially if you have speed on the perimeter.
Yeah. And so we talked about that game. What are your 2 favorite routes to run at the wide receiver position?
I'll say the go ball and the slant.
And do you have a route that you think you need to work on, or do you feel confident in pretty much all your routes?
I feel confident in all my routes, but I definitely need to work on a lot of routes, especially my hooks. Just coming in and out of my break on my hook route and my comeback route, coming out faster and making sure I come all the way back to the ball so the defender can't have a chance to break it up.
And for the people who don't know your game, I guarantee you after watching this, they're definitely going to look you up. But Osirus Mitchell, he's a 6'5" wide receiver. So he just said that he has to work on getting in out of his breaks on the hook route and comeback route. And that is normally a difficult aspect for a taller receiver. And there's not many taller receivers that been able to do it at the pro level. You got the top one in Megatron, Calvin Johnson.
Yeah.
Shout out to him for just getting into the Hall of Fame. I know T.O. has some things to say about that, but we're not going to get into that in this podcast. But you had the Plexico Burrises, you had the Braylon Edwards, I believe, or for the Jets, and I think he played for Cleveland as well. But 6'5", and what do you weigh?
Right now, 212.
212. I mean, listen, we just saw Chase Claypool come out of Notre Dame, a guy who kind of got slept on too and was able to use his size a lot for Pittsburgh. So size matters. You know, the DBs out there nowadays are 5'11", 6'1", 6'2" at the biggest.
Right.
So, I mean, 6'5" to 6'1", 6 foot is a huge size advantage. Huge. So
Exactly.
that's definitely something that if you can come out of your breaks and all that a little bit better, you'll get a lot of scouts after you. But let's get into some of your traits and abilities. What is something that you say you do very well and something that you need to improve on? I know you talked about that, but is there something else on top of your head that you need to improve on? And also say what you do well.
Oh, yeah, I definitely need to improve on other than coming out of my routes. I would say catching, just me being a receiver, you can never be good. You can never be like, you feel me? Like set with just catching. You got to always work on catching, no matter how good you think your hands are. So catching, blocking on the perimeter, I think what's gonna separate me a lot. Just my ability to block at the next level. So I'm working on that. Get down, pack, and I'll say stemming. I need to work on my stemming better because I'm like kind of like a bigger body, so I'm not don't gotta do all that little short slot stuff. That's the slots doing stuff. So I need to work on my stemming at the next level for sure. And the things I do good though, I point the ball. I come off the ball like I'm selling the go ball every time. And what else? I think I catch good too. So I think to work on that, and I feel like I do it good. So catching and high pointing the ball is my two strongest suits right now.
Oh yeah, watching your tape, I definitely see you high putting the ball, and you definitely got strong hands at the catch point, which is good, especially at the top level. And like I said, your size is just going to get you one-on-ones, easy one-on-ones, anyways. But what was one of the plays that you made in your college career that's you're never going to forget? Just one play that you made that will stick with you for the rest of your life.
It's crazy because it wasn't even a big play like that, as you would say, but it was Texas A&M. It was the first drive of they were ranked number 5. We were the huge underdog in that game. It was the first drive. It was third and I want to say 12, and I had a comeback route, and the quarterback threw it, not knowing the DB was in like a cover 2 catch technique. So he was right there on me, and I ended up having a great one-hand catch, and then gaining like 20 yards after the catch.
Hey,
that was my most memorable play I can remember.
That's good. Anytime you can do one of them Odell Beckhams, I'm gonna call them,
Yeah.
one hand and grabs, that's always good. And receivers be practicing. Like you guys legit practice one hand catches now, don't you guys?
Right. I do it every day. The coach doesn't like it, like in practice and stuff, but after practice, just getting that extra work. Me and my teammates do it every day.
Yeah, like I would understand why a coach wouldn't like it because he wants you to go up fundamental wise and catch it. But there's times where DBs grab a hand, they tug a hand, and it's unseen by the refs or something. So it's good to know that you can do that. It shouldn't be the preferred way to catch it, but it's definitely good to fall back on a one hand catch. And definitely gonna have to check out that exact play that you had against Texas A&M.
For sure.
I watched a lot of your tape. I didn't see that one. What was so? Now that you're, done and trying to prepare for the draft, what are some things that you're doing to get ready for the draft?
Well, honestly, right now I'm just focused on all of the combine specific drills. So the 40, vert, broad, L drill, 5, 10, 5. I'm focusing on all that as hard as I can right now. So I'm still working on my routes and stuff, but as far as my focal point right now is just getting this pro day done with all the drills I need to be get done.
And at the wide receiver position, there's always one spot that everybody looks at when it comes to the combine, and that's the 40 time.
40,
do you want to keep that a secret until then, or do you think you know what you run?
Man, I'm gonna keep it a secret, but I'm gonna tell you that it's gonna be in the 4.4, but I'm not gonna. I don't want to say how low it is because people definitely sleep on my speed. Like I've seen a lot of people who think I run like a 4.7, 4.6, but nah. When I run this 40, I'm gonna open up a lot of eyes.
A lot of eyes. Hey, and that's what Chase Claypool did.
Yep.
They were really looking to see what his 40 was because of being, I think he was 6'4". I don't think he was quite 6'5", but he was up there. And when he ran, I believe a 4.4 something, everybody was like
4.41 a low. I know it was a low 4.4.
Yeah, and that opened a lot of eyes because if you over 6'4", if you're 6'5", 6'4", and you run that 4.4 something, you get put in Megatron's category as, size, weight, and speed. I think it also was nobody was over 210 or 215 at that height was able to do that except for Megatron. So that is something that's going to really open up the eyes if they see you running that 4.4. So I'm definitely wishing you luck, and I'm gonna be paying attention to it.
Appreciate it for sure.
So just so you know, this is predominantly an Eagles podcast, but I do get looks all around when it comes to the draft. So if the Eagles would draft you, how would you feel about playing in that offense and possibly playing with Jalen Hurts as your quarterback? Because right now it's looking like a Jalen Hurts Eagles team. We're still undecided what we're going to do with the whole Carson Wentz, Jalen Hurts situation. But how would you feel playing in that offense?
Man, I actually love that offense, man. And Jalen Hurts, I play him every year in college, so I'm familiar with him. I know how he is. He's a dog, and he's a great leader. So playing with him, that would be amazing, man. Then I really like their offense as well. I feel like they need some. I feel like I can help a lot just with being a bigger size on the outside. I don't feel like they got any like big bodies right now, so I feel like I'll have a great time in that offense.
Hey, yeah, and the Eagles used their first round pick last year on Jalen Reagor, who he had some injury problems, but you got a speed threat on one side, you get a big body physical receiver. It could definitely do some work, especially with their tight end packages. You got Miles Sanders. It could be a pretty nice offense, definitely. So, out of all the NFL receivers in the league, who do you compare your game to and why?
I definitely compare my game to AJ Green. I feel like we had the same exact body type, same height, same weight. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, I think he ran a low 4.4. So I'll say we got the same around the same amount of speed. And then his ability to high point the ball, especially early on in his career, is amazing, man. So just
Definitely.
his ability to high point the ball, his run after catch, is just great. He gets right upfield. He don't have to do all the little jukes and stuff. He just catch the ball and get right vertical. So I feel like me and him are pretty much the same.
Hey, I love it. I love it. Real quick. So you get to the NFL. Is there any DBs you got in mind to match up against?
One of my closest friends, my roommate in college, Cameron Dantzler, he played for the Vikings. Yeah, me and him were roommates 3 years in college. So yeah, I'm excited for me and him to line up against each other.
Hey, I love it. I love it. I love it. And so I got one more question for you, Osirus. It's draft day. Your name gets called. What is that going to mean for you?
Man, me and everything, man. It's been a dream since I was a little kid, man. And then you got everybody in your ear saying you should plan something, plan this. It's a small chance, like you happen, well, a small chance to go to the NFL. But when you actually accomplish that, man, it's just like a dream come true.
Yeah, man, I agree. Listen, I play a little basketball back in the day, but I'm only like 5'11. You know what I'm saying? I got nothing on the other people's sides, and that was about it for me. You know what I mean? I
Like,
said I'd rather talk about the game than play. I mean, I would rather play, but I just can't do it at the highest level, I guess. You know what I mean? But shout out to everybody who's able to get it done, and I'm definitely going to root for you. I'm definitely going to do more studying into your tape, and hopefully, maybe closer to April, we get on here one more time. You know what I mean?
sure,
Looking forward to see what you do in the NFL. And like I said, if you do make the Eagles, you make a team, don't forget about me. You know what I mean?
for sure.
With that being said, everybody who's tuning in, appreciate you. Catch you guys on the next one. You guys know what time it is. We out. Peace.